In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.
Welcome back to the show, Paul Amadeus Lane. You're in the tech zone here on the ABC News Radio Kemet. Thank you so much. You see Lord Vader's right by my side right there. I think I'm gonna keep him here until the new movie comes out, The Rise of Skywalker. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah. So, we kind of teased this in the beginning of the show, in the middle of the show, but now we have arrived at the point where we are going to be joined by a very, very special guest. Before I bring him on, do you know someone who has a disability? Or maybe you have a disability. Whether if the person was born with it or it happened sometime in their life. We want to be normal. What I mean by that is we want to enjoy things that able-bodied folks enjoy. We want to have fun. And we are so happy that when it comes to technology, that there is now a wing in assistive and adaptive technologies that help those who are disabled, the aging population, to really enjoy life. And my next guest is going to talk about what technology has done for him to enjoy something that he thought he lost on the onset of his disability. Joining me right now from Las Vegas, Nevada, an inspiring individual who's not letting his disability or lack of any ability prevent him from continuing to be an amazing skateboarder. We're talking about Justin Bishop. Justin, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. And Justin, I kind of told the audience about you before I brought you on, but maybe you can explain to them just about the series of events that led you to lose your sight.
Okay. It started when I was 8. I was diagnosed with a condition called retinitis pigmentosa. And what that means is I'm supposed to be blind by the time I'm 30. So when I was 20, I lost my driver's license. And when I was 25, I lost the majority of my sight. And where I'm at now is I have no central vision in my right eye, just some lingering shadows and shapes out of the corner of it. And then I'm completely blind in my left eye.
Wow. So, Justin, you and I kind of talked off the air about kind of like both having a few similarities just around the same age when disability happened and changes started to happen. And Justin, I thought it was interesting what your father had to say. I remember a video that I watched, and you really had a Job moment. And you mind sharing that with the audience out there, please?
I was just depressed. You know, I was going through a weird time when 20 to 25 was actually worse than when I lost a majority of my sight, because you lose all your independence, but yet your vision's good enough to slightly get around and not need a cane. So it's a weird middle ground during that time. And after I lost a majority of my sight, like a big burden came off where like I didn't have to worry anymore about what was going to happen. It finally happened.
Wow. So Justin, when you look at what happened and where you're at today, talk about what helped you to overcome the negative emotions, the negative feelings, because you were an amazing skater at the time, and I'm sure the thoughts in your mind was like, wow, am I going to lose the ability to skate? How did you definitely just deal with the low points in your life?
Well, I think everybody let me be sad for, a year, close to like 15 months. And then after that, all my friends and family kind of rallied up and was like, all right, you're done. Let's make it better now. And so I had friends making me get out of the house. I had friends making me get on a skateboard again. I had family not letting me have excuses. So it was all friends and family that kind of got me through it. And I think they did an amazing job of taking their time, letting me be sad, but knowing when it was time to, pick things back up again.
Definitely. And I know from my experience personally, that's what my family did for me too. They was like, hey, you're still the same old Paul, be him again. And that kind of made me snap out of it. And one thing I really admire about you, Justin, a couple of things, many things. I work in the video game industry as well too, as a accessibility consulting and consultant, and I worked with a couple of individuals who are blind gamers, and some of the things that they are able to do is amazing. But then I look at what you're able to do on a freaking skateboard, man, and I'm like, wow, when did you know that this was something you'll be able to do again, man?
Well, it kind of started when my friends made me get back on a skateboard, because I gave it up because I was losing all my talents and tricks so fast, so rapidly, and it hurt my feelings the way I was losing everything. And so after a couple of years of not doing it, my friends made me get back on, and it felt right. It felt amazing again, and I didn't care how good I was. I just wanted to be back on a skateboard. And so I think when you have that kind of love and passion, that you don't care about how far you take it, that you just want it, that you'll kind of get everything back.
I love it. And another cool thing I like about you too is that you wear your hat to the back like I do. So you and I are like twins right now doing this interview. So I want to give you props on that, man. We both have black hats on. Mine is a Dodger hat. Right. So, it's all good. So, I love the style and the swagger you got, man. Because that's one thing
thanks.
That's one of the things that I really appreciate, like my progression of when I was injured over 26 years ago. It was like when we were disabled, it's like we didn't know we can express our individuality. We didn't realize we could still be sharp. We can still have our own style. Yeah. We can floss a little bit. We can get involved in things that made us happy. I just thought I would just sit and watch Montel Williams, Richard Bay, and Jenny Jones all day. I didn't realize that this whole life was there for me, and that's where the family and friends come in to say, get out the house, do these things, and have some fun. So the first time, Justin, that you were on that skateboard for the first time, tell me the emotions that you went through, brother.
I actually kind of got so mad at myself for giving it up in the first place, because the immediate feeling was just happiness and just like a smile, like, I couldn't wipe off my face. And then immediately I was just so angry at myself, being like, why did I give this up? I can just easily stand on a skateboard. So, and then it just felt good because I was with a bunch of friends, and I got to get in line to skate, because you have to be in line when you skate and take your turn. And it just felt nice to be a part of everybody again and a part of things.
I wonder what the onlookers thought when they saw you with your cane, getting on that skateboard, and your friends had to let you know just how tripped out everybody was, but in a good way.
Yeah, it was a controlled environment here in Vegas, so it was just friends there. And actually, it took me a while to learn how to skate with my cane, because my balance was all off. When you're holding 2-pound cane, it doesn't sound like much, but when you're in the air or going fast, you actually throws you off balance. So the first time I got on a skateboard, I was just kind of standing kind of blind. I had my hand on my my buddy's shoulder to kind of guide me around.
Nice. And
yeah.
And I want to say the purest form of flattery and adulation is when others look at what you're able to accomplish. And talk about when you got caught the eye of Not Impossible, and also Zappos, and talk about just what that meant to have like a partnership with them, especially when it comes to your journey.
Well, at the time, I didn't think much of it. I was like, all right, that's weird. You just like, well, good luck if you want to try to help a blind guy skate better. I didn't think it was going to turn out the way it did, but the way it is now, the technology that Not Impossible has come up with because of Zappos is kind of phenomenal. It actually really improves my skateboarding and gives me a extra sense of direction and kind of like depth without having eyes to know depth.
So I understand you get to travel and go to cool places and skate. Talk more about that.
I mean, that's any skateboarder's dream, is to go to different places and skate. So that's really cool. But one of the cooler parts of being blind and doing it is that I always get to bring a friend. So to help me out, I always tell people like being blind is like the most social disability ever, because I kind of always have to need someone if I'm in a new environment. So people are always understanding when I invite someone with me or I have a buddy with me showing me around.
Man, I am checking out, and the audience is checking out some of your work right now. Man, you were on the steps of Caesar's Palace doing some jumps, man. Yeah. I mean, good night, man. That's pretty sweet, man. How did that make you feel doing that?
That one was actually pretty stressful. We did it on a Friday night. And so we had like friends blocking the way and people moving out of the way, but then people watching too. So it was a little stressful, but it was cool. Cops didn't come, so that was nice. We just did it and left.
Well, if cops do come, man, we got to play our card then, man. We got the disability card. We going to play it up, man. Yeah. He going to say, how you feel taking me to jail, man, or cuffing me up. So we got to shame them. They're not going to do that. But what's funny? I was in Vegas. You and I talked about how I go to Vegas a lot. And I remember I came across a police officer, and I said, can I get a DUI driving in my wheelchair? And I thought he was going to say no. He said, no, you really can get a DUI driving in your wheelchair. So I was like, okay, so I got to make sure that I'm not driving impaired in my wheelchair. So, but but one thing, what I really like about that is I get treated as any person out there, regardless of my disability. And I like that. I don't want any special treatment unless it comes to parking or jumping the line at a buffet. Those are the only things I'll accept when it comes to my disability. But other than that, I want to go the hard road with it. But looking back, Justin, and how do you feel now being in a place where you can touch people's lives by your story? And what does that mean to you personally, to be able to do that?
It's a lot of responsibility. Like, I hope I do it correctly. I'm more want to express what being blind and visually impaired is to the sighted community, because it is still a unknown disability. People think it's magic when I use Instagram or how I just do my daily life and how technology like evolved my life now. And so I think it's just more of letting the sighted people know how the visually impaired live their lives, and so that way there's no surprises or like know how to treat them.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. And let's talk about for a moment, Justin, about the phased array speaker technology. What's that all about?
So when remember how I told you that like the first time I started skateboarding without my sight, I couldn't use my cane because it would throw off my balance. So inside this warehouse in Vegas, there's this half pipe, and so I started using this little beeper box that visually impaired people use as a audible marker. And so I started using that skating, just going back and forth and using the sound. And they kind of saw that I would use the sound to skate, and so they kind of made it on steroids and made it a more precise audio marker.
Wow. Was it kind of hard to get used to? Or I can imagine it's probably hard to get used to at first, right?
We had the background of using the like archaic audible marker, that it was actually a lot easier to get used to since I was already used to using sound to mark my areas.
Nice. So Justin, what else do you like to do, my friend, to keep your mind all going and everything besides skateboarding? What's some other cool things you like?
I do a lot of audiobooks. With my age and skateboarding, I got to keep my full body healthy, so a lot of working out. And then I go to work. I'm an ABA therapist at a place here in Las Vegas called Sports Social. We teach kids on the spectrum how to have motor skills and social skills through sports and things like that.
Yeah, and I look at you, Justin. I mean, you're in shape. I'm gonna need your help, man, because I'm a big brother.
Yeah.
You know, in the wheelchair, I can't move around that much. So you're gonna have to help a brother out, man, because I want to get lean like you, man, because you're a handsome guy. I think I'm kind of handsome, so now I got to get the body right, like you did. So can you help a brother out with the diet and exercise?
Yeah, that's the main thing, is the diet. So when I was young, I would eat anything, and then skateboarding would take care of it. But now, even with all the activity, even like one slice of pizza, it's just crazy for me right now. So yeah, it's all diet.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. So before I let you go too, let's talk about Vegas. I love Vegas a lot. If someone was visiting Vegas for the first time, what is a must-see landmark for them that they must do, or something they must do in Vegas from a native perspective?
Cool. I would say, because you still want to do all like the fun drinking and casino stuff, but I would make your way down to the Fremont Street downtown. See the original casinos. You get to kind of see where like locals go to bars and things like that. It's still party and fun, but it's not as bougie as the Strip.
I love it. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story about going to Fremont Street. My wife and I went down there a few years ago, and you might have heard of this one restaurant called the Heart Attack Cafe.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you a funny story. So the story is, for ones out there who may not know it, if you're over 300 pounds, they get your burger free. So in my wheelchair, I'm over 300 pounds. So when I get there, I asked the girl, I said, "Do you have a wheelchair scale for me? Because I am over 300 pounds." And she was like, no, we don't. I was like, so do I still get to hook up with the free burger or what? I almost played the card, Justin. The card almost came out, but then let me go ahead and do it anyway. But I finally had the Heart Attack Cafe burger, and I even had the milkshake with the shot of vanilla vodka. And what they do, Justin, they put it like in a prescription bottle, and they said, take your prescription. So I agree with you. Go down to Fremont Street. I mean, they have the light show, just the ambiance. You got the street performers down there, doing their thing. Yeah. I concur with you, my friend. Go down there and stay away from the bougie places, because the buffets are too expensive at the bougie places. And now, Justin, man, they're charging for parking at the casinos, even for locals. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the worst things that Vegas has done. I'm not down for that either. It's actually a big bummer.
Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready for the Raiders to come?
Oh yeah, I was stoked when we got the Golden Knights.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna be stoked when we get this. It's just, when you're born and raised here, you just want Vegas pride, and so these sport teams do it, and it's cool to feel finally a part of Vegas.
Awesome. So before I let you go, my friend, how can ones continue to keep in contact with you and follow what you're doing?
So one of the best ways you can follow what I'm doing is follow me on Instagram at Justin the Bishop. Everything on my Instagram has picture descriptions and audio described, so it's 100% accessible for people with visual impairments.
I love that, Justin. Thinking about others too. I mean, that's amazing, my friend. But great catching up with you. You keep up doing the fantastic work. The next time I'm out in Vegas, man, we're gonna hang out. You're gonna teach me how to, and so I can drop some.
Yeah, we can't go to the Heart Attack Grill.
No, 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 no. I'll follow you wherever you go. We'll have our hats to the back, and we'll just be
All right.
we'll be brothers that day. All right.
Perfect.
Love chopping it up with Justin. He had his hat to the back like me, so we were like twins. And just hearing his story was incredible. And hopefully that story helped you. If you're dealing with a disability or know someone who is, or maybe you're not dealing with a disability, but just dealing with challenging circumstances, looking at what he did to overcome those challenges and how he's living life is truly, truly inspirational. All right, so that's the extent of our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in with me and Lord Vader right here over my shoulder. It's pretty cool. I think I'm going to get him to talk next time. Yeah. All right, Paul Amadeus Lane, Tech Zone here on ABC News Radio Kemet. Make sure you tune in to the next show. The next show. The next show. Well, I'm glad that my old vocal coach from broadcast school is not listening. He would always say, "You said next. You said neck. You cut off your words." So we'll see you next time here on the show. And take care of yourself. Love you guys.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.